Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Rock and Groove. Today we're going to be doing a review and demo on the Azor Blue Overdrive. And then we're going to go ahead and give a shootout with the real deal, the Timmy. Welcome back, Jay here at Rock and Groove, your one-stop shop for all things guitar. Today I'm pretty pumped. I have my hands on the Azor Overdrive. It just says Overdrive, but it is a Blue Overdrive. And so that gives me a hint that this is probably a Timmy clone. But what really helps me also think about that is the fact that we have our 4 dials. A lot of clones, you can start to tell that they start to have a lot of the same dials of what they're going to clone. So like if you get a clone, you're typically going to have your 3 standard dials. If it's going to be like a Tube Screamer clone, it's going to have those dials. This has 4. You have, and we'll take a closer look in a second, but you got your big level in the middle, your drive, high, and low. So that extra 2 tone right there makes me think it's probably a Timmy clone. And yes, it is a Timmy clone. So we're gonna go into this. We're gonna get some real close-ups, talk about how this thing looks and feels. I like it. First impressions right off the bat, it's a good, solid pedal. It's really good. Your pots everything's pretty straight. That was a little crooked, but no, it's not. It's fine. It's my eyes. Anyway, that looks good. These pots, these are cool. I like the pots. They turn smooth, but man, I really like these knobs. It's not your really little bitty ones that go in. They stick out and they flare up a little bit and they kind of mushroom out. So these knobs are really a lot easier to turn than some of the mini pedal. You know, has more of a pop. Unlike some of the flame up pedals I've been reviewing, they have that silent thing. This actually has a click to it, but that's fine. That doesn't mean it's bad or anything at all, but it does have a click to it. First impression, your input jack looks really good. Or the input jack for your 9-volt. And for your 1/4-inch cable looks really good. Everything just looks awesome. Nothing looks cheap. The printing on here is really straight. Everything looks really good. So first impressions is it's pretty neat. I also like the different, it's a little bit unique in its build. You know, it's got your straight edges, your 90-degree edges on the bottom, but man, it curves off at the top. It's pretty neat. So it's a little bit unique, but it is the standard size of a typical mini pedal, which is pretty cool. And so it's really cool. So I played and I've done a demo on the Kaolin Pure Sky. You can check that out up here. And that's a really good pedal. I like that. But the one thing I didn't get to do was try that up against its clone, the Timmy. So when I got this, and thank you to Azor for sending this to me. When I got this, I said, you know what? I'm gonna put this against the Timmy. We're gonna see how it sounds, because this thing sounds really awesome by itself. I said, let's do it with the Timmy. So, compliments of a friend of mine, fellow musician, Wes, thank you. Here is a Timmy, right here. So I have a Timmy here. This is your 3rd generation. I believe it's 3rd or 2nd one. Either way, it has the clipping settings in the middle. Now, I'm not gonna go crazy into that, symmetrical and asymmetrical clipping stuff. I'm gonna give you a sound test of them all. They're really not gonna be, you're gonna have to really be looking for it, and I'm not gonna be pushing my amp super hard for you can really hear major differences or anything at all. One setting is a little bit softer in the volume on a lower setting that I'm gonna be using. Otherwise, I don't think we're gonna tell, but I'll still switch around a little bit, let y'all see and hear the difference there. But this has what we have on the Azor. You have your volume, which is like your level, which we have in the Azor. Then you have your gain, and then we have a bass and a treble. And so you got your four typical knobs right there. See if I can, it's really hard to get this thing, it just wants to grab onto me. There we go, oh, there we go. So, you know, it's got those right there. Really cool little, I really like that finish. I thought it was just a dark blue. When you look at it closer, you can see it's kind of like a weird, yeah, that's cool. Anyway. So here's the Timmy. That's a nice one. We're looking around $100, I think, for this. And for this Azor, you know, this is on Amazon. You're gonna run you about 20 something. These Azor pedals are really lower price on the budget end. And that's one thing I want to mention that I've noticed ever since I started doing these videos back in 2020. I've noticed that I think the budget pedal is really catching on, and I think these companies know it. and they're jacking up the prices. I've seen that on Kayleen, I've seen that with Donner. Some of these pedals, Joyo, I've even seen some of them with Joyo. Man, they've jacked up the price on these things. They used to not be that low. The Mosky Golden Horse, that thing was like $20 when I bought it, and now it's up to like 30 something. So they're not jacking them up too far, but they're going up there high, especially Kayleen. I'm kind of like surprised. Like, did a video on the High Chief. I got like that for like 35 bucks, I think. That thing's like in the 50s now, upper 40s maybe. Depends on who's selling it, obviously. But I want to say that Azor's not doing that. Right? Their prices are still good budget pedal prices. So you're looking in the 20s for these right here. So that's something that I think is really, really cool. So I'm really pumped about that. And this pedal, like I said, it sounds awesome. That's already my reveal there. I've already played it. It sounds awesome, but you're going to see. But what we're really going to do is we're going to do a deep dive and not just see how good this thing sounds on its own, but also we're going to see how it sounds up against the Timmy. So let me shut up and let's go ahead and get to some close-ups on these pedals, and then we'll get to a sound test. All right, everybody, let's take a look at these two pedals real fast. First of all, smooth the Timmy out here, and let's just get focused on the Azor, because that's what matters. That's what I'm really focusing on this pedal. Again, thank you so much to Azor for sending this and working with Jerry. Shout out to you. Thank you very much. Awesome to work with. Okay, so again, quality of this pedal is awesome, you know, but the button's really nice. Everything's good. So for, you know, like a $20 or $20-something pedal, you're not getting cheap junk here. I mean, this thing's feeling really, really good. I like it. Here we go. I was having problems. I thought it was shorting out at one point on the board, and I panicked and I contacted Jerry over at Azor. Was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And I realized it was something stupid on my part. Something so simple. You know, you get those situations where it's so simple you overlook it, and that was kind of what it was. So this pedal rocks. It does really good here. Okay, yeah. So as you can see on your knobs here, you got your drive, you got your level, you got your high and your low. The really cool thing about this is that you can kind of see it right there. The light is under here. So when you're looking down at it and it comes on, it makes the entire knob glow. That's cool. That's cool. I like that. I like it when things glow. I like aesthetics. I'm a big aesthetic guy. I want it to look cool. I want it to, you know, show off to me. I like it. Everything there. So that's what we're dealing with there. Level, high, low. Anxious to see if there's any cliffs, any volume drops or tone drops or anything like that. I played it. I didn't really go crazy with knobs looking for those cliffs, but when I played it, there were no volume drops and there were no tone drops, to be honest with you. But I'm still going to look for them. I'm still going to kind of dig through, see what happens. But from what I was doing, man, it sounded nice and chimey and transparent. And that's the thing. This is a transparent overdrive. This gives you your natural guitar tone with breakup. And so instead of like completely altering the signal, it's just like a completely changed distortion or anything like that. This is dedicated to just a transparency of actually keeping your same tone, keeping the same signal, but clipping it. So it's really, really good. Sounds cool there. I'm excited to try it out. And of course, like I said, you've got the Timmy here, and I looked at it already before, but you know, just really quick, this is what it's supposed to be. This is what it's supposed to be going up against. What it's supposed to be emulating. And so the big question is, a lot of people say, do I really want to spend you know, 20 bucks or 20 something bucks, or should I go ahead for the whole thing here? And for some people, you know, that's a big price change, you know, and do I really want to do this, or do I really want to do the Timmy and when I can spend, say, 80 bucks less and just get this and do fine? So you know what, that's it. Let's get a sound test here. The thing is, I'm going to run directly through my Fender Telecaster with custom shop no caster pickups in it. I'm going to go directly into my AC-15, and then I'm going to mic it and move it into Logic. Now the thing is that I don't want to move this directly into an amp mod in Logic, because it does not give you an accurate tone at all. The best thing to do is actually run it through my real amp, mic it, and then you'll get an actual real representation of the tone from the pedals themselves, instead of because the distortion or overdrive through a modded amp hasn't worked very good for me. So this is the best we're going to do. It's going to sound right on. So here we go. Let's get to it. For my final thoughts, I think this is a really cool little pedal. I thought it sounded really good. And now, as far as the controls, I felt like everything functioned really good. The low had a little bit of a cliff towards the end, but still, to really get the bass booming, you had to crank the bass up. But too much all the way up could make it, if you cranked your drive, it can make it a little too muddy. So I think there's, like any pedal, there's a sweet spot. I could definitely use the treble or the high and the low to really control my tone here. But I really felt that, yeah, when on the low, when the lower you got here, there was a little bit of a cliff, but that was okay. It was still, it didn't mean the rest of the pot was completely useless. It just really went boom when you got to the end. I really felt the highs. When I dropped the highs off, man, it really brought it down and really kind of flattened it out. But when I cranked the highs all the way up, whoo, it was shrill. So there's, again, a sweet spot. But I really liked the high knob because it gave me a lot more control of my high frequencies. That was really cool. As far as the drive goes, this, like the Timmy, is, I would definitely say, a mid to low gain pedal. As you can tell, when you crank up the drive and the level, boy, it just fizzes out and gets muddy, almost to a fuzz. And that's okay, because like I said, this is not a super high gain pedal for me. This is more of a low gain, mid gain kind of rock kind of pedal, or mellowed out kind of blues. I think this works awesome for this, okay? I would love to get some slide on this. I bet some slide guitar would sound real. Put a slide on that would be great. So my sweet spot was, I would say, my drive at about 9 o'clock, maybe 10 o'clock there, and then my low at about 3 and my high at about 1. And so I don't think you can probably see that, but that's my, let me get the, it's not going on. There it is. There's my sweet spot right there. That's what I really liked right there. I thought that had the best tone altogether. So as far as this pedal alone, awesome. I think it does really, really good. I'm excited to play it. I would like to try this and kick this against some Tube Screamer clones and see how it sounds. If we can really see a versatility in that. Put some of these up against each other. That'd be really cool. So for now, yes, really cool pedal. I highly recommend this. It's my personal opinion. If I had to get one or the other here, which one would I get? It's kind of just personal preference. It's subjective, but for me, I would go with the Azor because, like I said, not just the price. You're looking like 100 and compared to like 20 something. Not just the price, but like I said, for my personal playing, I'm looking for more. I'm looking for a little bit dirtier. I'm looking for a little bit chimier. I want to hear the pick. I want to hear the drip of the upper, you know, the neck and the middle position of the pickups. I want to hear that, and now I feel like the Azor gave it to me a lot better. The creaminess was awesome in this. The Timmy was great, but everything. So, man, hey, this is a good pedal. I think this is really, really cool. Really, really cool for the price. Check it out. It's the Azor Blue Overdrive. They have other overdrives and other pedals I'd love to get my hands on. Especially would love to get my hands on their Golden Overdrive and give that a run against the Klon we got sitting over here. So maybe we can do that one day. Thank you so much, everybody. Like and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave some comments or anything down the bottom. Like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching, and have fun.